Well, we have a storm on the way. I mentioned in my last video, when I was showing the finished lasagna garden, that we were potentially going to have a hurricane headed our way, and it looks like we do. They still don't know exactly where it's going to make landfall. They have it coming in probably Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Right now, it's not forecast to come directly over my area, but we're going to get a part of it is going to go over my area. And because I'm already seeing all the panic buying and all this sort of thing, I just wanted to make a quick video. I know a lot of people don't really subscribe to or watch my videos, but the people that do, this is what I think a year or so ago, I made a video like this talking about being prepared and what preparedness means. Everyone likes to think of preparedness as, the TV show Doomsday Preppers and, all that sort of stuff, where these people are preparing for the zombie apocalypse and they're storing their own, waste in mason jars because you might be able to burn it for fuel and all this other stuff. And, they've got, pig brains in a jar for protein and all this other stuff. That is fanaticizing what preparedness really is. I don't even like to call it prepping, because that's kind of to me, they gave it that kind of term as a derogatory, like, oh, you're a prepper. I'm just into preparedness. Like, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But anyways, I made a video about this, talking about getting prepared before you have a storm. And this was obviously this is mostly to people who watch me that are in Florida, which is probably most of who watches me. But if you're in any sort of, bad weather phenomena happens all over the country. In the Midwest, you have tornado season. In the Northeast and like the far north regions, especially when you have the inner states like Montana and the Dakotas and all that stuff, there are blizzards and ice storms and stuff like that during the winter. You've got places out west that have earthquakes. You've got, places in the Midwest and out west that have drought conditions, wildfire conditions. Everywhere you go, there's some form of weather phenomena weather phenomenon that you're going to have to deal with. But primarily I'm speaking to Floridians in any sort of coastal state, because there are hurricanes over in California, especially. I feel like it hits, from what I've seen, it hits mostly like Southern California, Baja Peninsula, that sort of thing. But there are hurricanes anywhere that there's a coastal border. So the Atlantic hurricane season, which is what I have to deal with here, runs from June 1st to November 30th. Yeah, 30th. So a simple way to get prepared. No one likes to be out buying, trying to find water, trying to find gas, trying to find food and things like that, a couple of days before a storm hits, when everybody's out doing it, because hardly anybody believes in preparedness. So I'm going to reiterate what I said in that video, because, to be honest, it's really frustrating to me when, the sense around my area right now is that of panic. Everyone is panicked. And, people are just, it affects people's mood, and it affects people, how they treat one another, all that sort of stuff. So, just to reiterate what I had said, and this is just simple preparedness. This is not going into in-depth preparedness like you would see on a lot of, other YouTube channels or Odyssey channels, like, the Survival Podcast, Off Grid with Curtis Stone, Wrangler Star, any of those guys, even David the Good, the Survival Gardener, to a degree, does some of the preparedness. This is not even going that in depth, but it's a simple thing to start doing. It doesn't cost that much money. What I recommend to anyone that's living in a coastal state that could be dealing with hurricanes, and especially the Atlantic hurricane season, because that's what I'm dealing with. It starts June 1st. So in the very least, on June 1st, the month of June, all the way through the month of November, when you go to the grocery store, every time you go to the grocery store to do your grocery shopping, you pick up water, you pick up canned goods, non-perishable items. Obviously, you can only do so much, because if you buy bread and stuff like that, it's going to go bad before a storm hits. But I'm talking about canned goods, I'm talking about dried foods, I'm talking about, canned meats, anything like that. We normally buy, we'll buy potato chips, we'll buy crackers, we'll buy beef jerky, we'll buy, canned chicken, that sort of thing. All those sort of things. So, sorry, I'm trying to merge over here. People aren't paying attention. But, start every time you go to the grocery store, especially if you go once a week. And if you go once a month, you're going to have to tailor this a little bit different. But if you go once a week, like my family does, just pick up a few gallons of water. Pick up, a few cans of soup, or a few cans of chicken or tuna or something like that. Pick up some, beef jerky or some pretzels or something, and start, putting it away. What we did was we bought, and you can do this and scale it to the size that you need. We have a wire shelf that's I think it's 4 or 5 shelves. They're also not that expensive, and I prefer the wire shelves to like the plastic ones, because wire shelves to me they're going to last longer. But start putting it away. Get jars of peanut butter or almond butter, whatever you like. Put that away, and just keep doing that. And over the span of weeks and months and stuff like that, you're gonna have a good store of food and water ready to go whenever you have, in the event that there's a storm that's gonna knock out power and stuff like that. You've got stuff you can eat. I would recommend, if you have a charcoal grill, get some bags of charcoal, stick them aside. If you've got a gas grill, like I have a gas grill, if you have one canister of propane, buy another one. Stick it aside. At least get you a couple of cans, gas cans. Fill them up. If they're going to be filled up for a while, you could put stabilizer in it, but you probably will be using it for a lawnmower, or if you don't have to mow your yard, you can put it in your car. I don't see why why people don't want to do this, because it's not like you're going to lose all this food. If you buy this food and then you have a season that goes by with no hurricanes, you use the food. Check the dates, and that some canned goods and non-perishable food items will last for 3-4 years. You just have to check the dates. But if you have a year where there's no hurricanes, and then come the end of the year, these food items are going to go bad, well, use them before they go bad. And then next year, you start all over again. Now, you don't have to wait until June to start doing that. You should be doing it all the time. But in the very least, start in June or May. And, like I said, every time you go to the grocery store, pick up a couple, 2-3 gallons of water. Pick up a couple canned items, or some beef jerky, or some, nuts, or it's any non-perishable, that's going to last a while. You can even buy like the pepperoni sticks and stuff like that, like the summer sausage and that sort of thing. They sell like the pre-cooked bacon and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you're really supposed to eat that without heating it up, but you could put a pan on your grill and, heat up some bacon, Just, there are so many simple things that you can start doing a little bit at a time. That way, if a storm does come, you don't have to go around panicking, trying to get enough water, trying to get enough food, trying to get enough this, that, or the other. There's going to be some things you're going to have to get at the last second because you just can't get it and store it early. But for the most part, you'll be ready to go. And so you can focus on getting prepared for the storm to get here, whether that means, boarding up your windows, whether that means, God forbid you have to evacuate, any of that sort of stuff. You're ready to go. The stress of the storm plus having to get prepared at the last minute is not there. You're already ready to go. You just have to be, all you have to concern yourself with is the storm itself. So, just having to vent a little bit because I see this. I've been seeing this the past couple days. People are just losing their minds, and I hate to go to any grocery store or anything right now because people are just acting a fool. And this happens every time we have a storm, and it could be so simple. Then you don't have to worry about stores running out of stock either. People are complaining right now. I see it all the time. Oh, I can't find water. Can't find water. Can't find bread. I can't find, anything. Well, if you would have started like I'm recommending, that wouldn't be an issue. You'd have water. You'd have canned foods. You'd have dried foods. You'd have all sorts of stuff ready to go. And you don't have to worry about it. So just keep that in mind. If you're in, especially in the Atlantic Gulf Coast regions, that's what I know. I don't know anything about the Pacific hurricane season and all that other stuff. But just keep that in mind. It's not hard. You don't have to, drop a lot of money on it at one time. Just keep that in mind. And I really think you will find that it's a lot less stressful. You'll feel more secure. You feel safer. You're ready to go. You can deal with what's coming because you're set to go. So just had to vent a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I hopefully will be back pretty soon. Like I said, I don't think we're going to have a massive direct hit where I am, but you never know. These things can change at the last second. So either way, I will be back soon, and hopefully it won't have a lot of damage, and I will report. Thank you for watching, and if you're in the area of the storm, just get prepared and hang in there, and we will be all right. So take care.